The movie starts with a girl sitting in a room, slowly peeling off bandages from her body. This is Liliko. She hasn't just had a little work done on her face, she's had surgery on her entire body just to look beautiful. While this is happening, we meet a police officer named Mr. Asada. He and his assistant are talking about Liliko. You see, Liliko went through all those painful surgeries because she was desperate for fame. She wanted to be a star. The world looked at her and saw a goddess, never dreaming her face and body weren't real. But Mr. Asada knew. He tells his assistant, "I've always noticed that her bones and muscles don't move the way a normal person's do." To him, her beauty was like a piece of fruit, shiny and perfect on the outside, but completely rotten within. Next, we see Liliko at a press conference, and she looks like she's on top of the world. Every major TV channel is there because Liliko is about to star in her very first film. After the cameras stop flashing, we see her in her dressing room with her makeup artist and assistant. A close friend stops by, so the staff gives them some privacy. That night, Liliko stays with her producer. She's trying to use her influence to make sure he tells the director to keep casting her in more films. But when everyone leaves and Liliko is finally alone with her reflection, she sees something that terrifies her, a dark spot on her head. Her makeup artist notices it too and confronts the producer. The producer admits the truth. The spot is a side effect of the surgeries. It turns out the producer was the one who orchestrated all these procedures, turning Liliko into a product to make money for his company. To keep the makeup artist quiet, he gives her a precious ring, saying, "I know you'll take good care of it." But they both knew he wasn't talking about the ring. He was talking about the secret. The producer then reveals a chilling fact. Everything about Liliko is fake. From head to toe, her entire body is the work of a surgeon. The only real parts of her left are her eyes and her private parts. The next day, she's sent back to the clinic to fix the scar. While waiting, Liliko sees other girls there who are losing their minds. Their bodies are falling apart from the side effects, and the doctors can't fix them. Before she can even process the horror, she's called in for her own treatment. Meanwhile, Mr. Asada is investigating the case of a girl named Ngomi, whose body was found disfigured in an apartment. He discovers that the girl's ex-husband works for the very same beauty clinic Liliko visits. These clinics are dark places. They illegally use human organs, bones, and skin for cosmetic surgeries. They charge a fortune, and even after the surgery, the girls have to spend lakhs of rupees every month on medication just to keep their bodies from failing. If they can't pay, their bodies begin to decay. Some girls are so devastated by what they see in the mirror that they take their own lives. Mr. Asada's colleagues are baffled, wondering why these girls would go to such extremes. Back to Liliko. She is everywhere. Photo shoots, ads, magazines. She's working so much she barely sleeps. But for the sake of money and fame, she hides her pain and exhaustion. She even gets offers from Hollywood. One day, while heading home with her assistant Michiko, Liliko asks her, "Why don't you ever wear makeup?" Michiko answers honestly, "It's useless. Makeup won't hide the fact that I'm getting older." That one sentence hits Liliko like a ton of bricks. She realizes that no matter how many surgeries she has, she can't stop time. She feels a deep, heavy depression sinking in. She realizes that despite having millions of fans, she doesn't have a single person who truly loves her. Sitting in front of her mirror, she brushes her hair back and sees that the scar on her head is getting deeper. When she wipes away her makeup, she finds even more scars. She breaks down in tears, terrified that if the world finds out she's a fake, they'll turn on her and laugh. In her grief, she takes her anger out on Michiko, becoming abusive. The next morning, Michiko is gone. Instead, Liliko finds a card from her sister, who is in town on a school trip. Liliko misses her family and agrees to meet. Her sister cries about how people bully her for her looks, and Liliko, thinking surgery is the only answer to happiness, tells her she'll pay for her to get work done too. But Liliko's own body is failing. She goes back to the clinic because the scars are spreading. The doctor tells her her skin is loosening and needs to be tightened. The procedure is horrific. It's like stitching a garment. They perform it without anesthesia. As the needles pull her skin tight, Liliko is in agony. The doctor coldly tells her, "You have to endure this." Remember, no one knew who you were before this pain. These surgeries made you. Mr. Asada watches her on TV and can tell by her voice that she's had more work done. He decides it's time to expose the truth. Meanwhile, Liliko's world starts to crumble. Her producer tells her they won't pay for her treatments anymore. She has to pay for them herself. To make matters worse, the company has found a new model who is younger and naturally beautiful. Suddenly, Liliko is being replaced. Her contracts are being handed over to the newcomer. Heartbroken and desperate, Liliko turns to drugs. Then, the final blow. Her friend leaves her to marry a politician's daughter. He tells her cruelly, "I would never marry a mere model like you." Fueled by rage, Liliko visits Michiko and sees Michiko's husband. In a desperate attempt to feel powerful or loved, she forces herself onto him right in front of Michiko. Michiko is devastated but stays silent, terrified of losing her job. The next day, Liliko calls the couple to her house and manipulates them. She asks them to do something unforgivable, throw acid on that girl's face, destroy her beauty. Because they are under her thumb, they actually do it. They burn the politician's daughter's face, and afterward, they are consumed by guilt and tears. Liliko gets what she wanted. Her friend comes back to her, but the victory is hollow. Soon after, Mr. Asada confronts her. He tells her that her beauty is a lie and that the clinic is a death trap. He hands her a file full of evidence, including photos of how she looked before the surgeries. Fat and, in her mind, ugly. Panicked, Liliko drugs herself again. The next morning, she hallucinates during a press conference. She sees butterflies everywhere and starts grabbing at the air, acting completely unstable. The press captures everything. Her reputation is trashed. Michiko, having had enough of the abuse and seeing the evidence Mr. Asada left, decides to get revenge. She leaks all the secrets and the before photos to the media. The internet explodes with hate for Liliko. Mr. Asada, meanwhile, is suspended from the police force for leaking the clinic info without permission, which gave the owners time to hide. The agency forces Liliko to do one last press conference to fix the damage, giving her a script to read. A makeup artist works tirelessly to hide her rotting skin one last time, but Liliko has her own plan. She walks onto that stage, and instead of reading the script, she pulls out a knife and stabs herself in the eye right in front of the cameras. It was a final, gruesome act of defiance that made her more famous than ever, even as it ended her career. In the end, the clinic stays open because the world's hunger for beauty never dies. We see Liliko's sister walking down the street, having already started her own journey with surgery. Finally, we see the new model who replaced Liliko. As she enters her dressing room, she sees a figure sitting in her chair. The chair turns around, and it's Liliko, smiling. The story leaves us wondering, why did she come back? Was she there to hurt the girl who took her place? Or was she there to warn her? What do you think happened next? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching.